Well, we start here this morning. Another bus has been set alight in Cape Town, but this time around in Khayelisha. The driver of the bus was also shot at. Two other buses, though, were torched yesterday, and Golden Arrow has increased buses to accommodate stranded taxi commuters. But for more on this, we're now joined by Golden Arrow bus spokesperson Bronwen Dyke-Beyer. Joins me this morning to give us an update. Bronwen, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. Let's talk about these two cases. One of your drivers being shot at, as well as the torching of the other bus. Do you know at this stage the motive behind this?
Unfortunately, we don't know the motive at this stage. Obviously, the timing is very suspicious in terms of it happening just around the taxi strike. But we're obviously hoping that the police will find whoever is responsible for this and have them face the full might of the law.
Do we know the status of the driver that's been shot at right now? How are they doing?
He's doing well. He's going to be okay. It was a leg injury and he will recover well. But there's absolutely no reason and no excuse to be doing this, to be targeting passengers or bus drivers. And we call on whoever's responsible to please allow us to transport people to work. Given the dire state of the economy, people cannot afford to lose their jobs because they can't get to work.
Tell us how dire the situation is just in terms of, people being stranded, relying on alternative modes of transport. We've seen some of them walking on highways. But what are you dealing with at the moment on the ground?
I think the biggest problem that we had yesterday in particular was that obviously all of the people had been brought to work in the morning, and then whatever mode of transport got them there was not available again in the evening. So we are already running at capacity in terms of using our bus fleet during peak hours, which means that to help people, we have to continue to run buses after peak. And so last night we saw people being cleared from the Cape Town CBD at midnight. And obviously then who knows what time they got home, and then having to get up again this morning for work. Obviously very difficult for us because we run a scheduled service, but in situations like this, we can't just adhere to our schedules. We've got to move more freely and check where passengers are congregating, how we can get people to where they need to be. So very, very difficult. And then when you have situations like a flare-up of violence in Khayelisha, we've got to move out of the area completely. So our passengers are now having to walk out of Khayelisha for kilometers and out of Nyanga for kilometers.
So at the moment then, Bronwen, which routes?
Because it's not safe for us to enter the area.
So with that being said, which routes right now are you accommodating? If you're saying that Khayelisha now, unfortunately, due to the violence, you had to move out of it, obviously for the safety of the commuters as well as your drivers, and also protecting your assets, your vehicles. So at this point, which routes are you accommodating at the moment?
So we're running across all of our routes. We haven't cancelled any services. Our Khayelisha services are running. As I said, the very sad part is that people have to be younger.
Also, when we talk about the torching of buses, surely that is concerning to you as Golden Arrow bus. Any interventions in terms of protecting the buses as well as the drivers moving forward? Because we don't know whether an incident like this would happen again or not. Hopefully it doesn't. But are there any measures in place to ensure the safety of your drivers?
We are working very closely with law enforcement in the city as well as SAPs. They have been escorting us, and there is an operational plan in place for hotspots. The difficult part with this is, for example, what happened in Khayelisha. It was quiet, nothing had been happening for a few hours, and then all of a sudden there was just this attack on our buses.